In 18th century France, bread was not just food, it was life itself. An average French family had to spend 70% of its income on bread just to survive. Then came the bad harvests, one after another. Flour stocks dwindled, prices soared wage. And while people fought hunger, the palace continued to feast. This contrast would ignite the fuse of revolution. Louis XVI's minister, Turgot, offered a radical solution: deregulate bread prices. The theory was simple. If the market makes profit, it produces more. Prices fall. But theory did not work against hunger. Merchants hoarded grain. The black market exploded. Prices went even higher. To the people, this reform wasn't economic policy, it was economic betrayal. In France, collecting taxes wasn't a state duty. A private group called the Farmers General bought the right to collect taxes. They paid the state and took far more from the people. This system wasn't just unfair, it was organized theft. The state wasn't robbing its people, it was outsourcing robbery. This order deepened France's silent rage. The economic crisis was not only about hunger, the moral fabric of society was collapsing. Enlightenment thinkers proposed new ideas. Rousseau spoke of popular sovereignty, Montesquieu of separation of powers, Voltaire of justice. These ideas first lived in books, then in coffeehouses, finally in the streets. The people were fighting not only for bread, but for dignity. In 1788, France went bankrupt. The state could not pay its officials. Even the army was affected by financial collapse. To close the gap, the court did a single, desperate thing. It summoned the Estates General, which had not gathered for 175 years. This assembly was not just a political event. It was the moment of birth for the revolution. Delegates representing the poor and working masses took a historic step. We will form our own assembly. We are the nation itself. This was a challenge to one of Europe's oldest monarchies. And on that day, a new concept was born in France: the nation. A word spoken by people who had once stood quietly in breadlines. In July 1789, rumors spread in Paris. The king was preparing the army to dissolve the People's Assembly. The public panicked. They armed themselves. They rushed into the streets. And on the morning of July 14th, they marched to the Bastille. It was not just an attack on a prison. It was a war declared on hunger, injustice, and despair. The Bastille fell, and France passed the point of no return. The French Revolution was not merely a political event. It was the result of economic collapse, social injustice, and hunger. The state was drowning in debt. Bread became unaffordable. Taxes were unfair. The court lived in excess, and the people said, "Enough." This revolution changed not only the fate of France, but the course of global history: liberty, equality, fraternity. These three words were born from the whispers of people freezing on a winter night, with empty stomachs. It was a fundamentally economic unrest, made explosive by the indifference of the elite. History is full of similar examples. Yet today, things do not work quite the same way. If you want to see what is happening now, up close, subscribe and watch our next videos. You can be part of understanding our era through a historical lens. Because we are not simply looking at things that happened in the past. We are trying to understand today. See you in the next video.